All right, with example 2, we're finding angles now. So it says in triangle TLS, so let's go ahead and draw out this triangle. TLS, T is 19.7, L is 12.1, and S is 8.8. Find T. So because we're finding angle T, I'm going to start off my formula with T because that's going to be my bookends. I'm going to do T squared equals my two other sides, which are an S and an L. So S squared plus L squared minus 2. And again, I'm going to use my S and my L, cosine of T, because those T's are going to be my bookends. Now I can plug everything in. So I know what little t is. That's going to be 19.7 squared equals my S, which is 8.8 squared, plus my L is 12.1 squared, minus 2. S is 8.8, L is 12.1, cosine of, I don't have capital T, so that stays capital T. Now, I can't just enter all this into my calculator like I have been because I have a variable here. I can't just enter T into my calculator. So for this one, we definitely do need to section this off. So I'm going to do one section over here, two sections with these squared numbers, and then a third section over here. So I have to do 19.7 squared. And I get 388.09 equals 8.8 squared plus 12.1 squared. So 8.8 squared plus 12.1 squared. So we get 223.85. 223.85 minus 2 times 8.8 times 12.1. 2 times 8.8 times 12.1. 212.96. 212.96 cosine of t. Now, the most common mistake I see for this type of problem is that students will subtract these two things. They'll do 223.85 minus the 212.96. But you cannot subtract these two numbers. Why? Why can't I subtract them? I see subtracting. Why can't we subtract? Because this 212.96 is attached to a variable. It's attached to cosine t. That's like saying 5 minus 3x is like 2 or 2x or something. We can't do that. These aren't like terms. One has no variable, one has a variable. They're unlike terms. So we can't combine them. Instead, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to solve for this. So I want to start getting that t by itself. And how do I get the t by itself? Well, I start moving things. So I'm going to move the 223.85 first to cancel that out. Minus 223.85. So I get 388.09 minus 223.85. And I get 164.27 equals, and then don't lose your negative. I still have a negative 212.96 from the minus sign, cosine of t. Now I want to get that cos t by itself, so I'm going to divide out this negative 212.96. Divide out my negative 212.96. So we're going to get a decimal. So we get our answer divided by negative 212.96. We get negative 0.7714. Negative 0.7714 equals cos t. And then finally, I need the t by itself, so I'm just going to cos inverse over here. So cos inverse of that number is going to be 140.5. So t is 140.5 degrees. And that's our answer. And then for part B, same thing. So I know I have to find c, so when I set this up, I'm going to have a little c over here equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of that angle that I'm trying to find. So just like that, I can set up my equation. Now, little c is 9, so I'm going to do 9 squared equals my a, which is 4, my b is 7, minus 2 times 4 times 7 cos of C. And again, we're going to section this off. So I'm going to have one section here, two section here, and then my third section is here. So first section, I get 9 squared, which is just 81. Not 8.1. I have a dot here. 81. 4 squared plus 7 squared, that's going to be 16 plus 49. Well, we just did that up here. 16 plus 49 is going to be 65. Minus 2 times 4 times 7. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. Cos C. Again, do not subtract these two numbers. I don't want to subtract. I just want to get things away from that C value. So instead, I'm going to be subtracting 65. Subtract 65. We get 81 minus 65 is 16 equals negative 56 cos C. Divide by negative 56. Divide by negative 56. And I get 16 equals, or 16 divided by negative 56, and that's negative 0.2857. Negative 0.2857 equals cos C. And then we just cos inverse that to cancel it out. So then we got cos inverse of that number. And so we get C equals 106.6. And that's our final answer.